Radio.
I'm Bethany and you are listening to the monthly Millwall fan news and views show, broadcasting live on Maritime Radio on 96.5 FM and on the Maritime website.
Real Fisher
Welcome to our Millwall monthly Millwall news and views show at Maritime Radio Studios. I'm Myles Thornton from Burnige, excited to introduce our panel. Ted Robinson and Stan Godwin from Bexley, along with Jeff Burnige, a former Millwall chairman and board member from Ted Lasso-land of Richmond. These passionate Millwall fans also bring in experience in football broadcasting, radio and podcasts. We cover all things Millwall today and catch up with a former Millwall Lion whose skills helped him to become a fan favourite at Millwall, a club he spent almost 23 years with. First, we'll review our August fixtures. Jeff, Norwich away on the opening day. We beat them 2-1. How did you see that one go?
Well, of course, it looked a very tough start the season. And we played very well, particularly in the first half, maybe even the first hour. But the last 10 minutes was a bit nerve jangling, wasn't it? And so all in all, I was a very happy bunny by the time that game finished, and the players were in great voice, and the players enjoyed our support.
Yeah, well, just a couple of days after that, we played our first game in the Carabao Cup this season, and we beat Newport 1-0 away from home. Ryan Leonard scoring the goal in that game. Stan, what did you reckon of that one?
Well, it was quite an interesting game, really, because I didn't really know what to expect a lot from Newport County, in fairness, and I thought, all things considered, they played quite well. So it was never going to be an easy game as such. I mean, it weren't a case of all we had to do was just rock up and the goals would come flowing. No, but no, I thought we played okay. And in the end, we ran out deserved winners. But no, I mean, there wasn't. It was a game that was unspectacular. It was like more workmanlike. But in the past, in them sort of games, sometimes we've slipped up. But on this occasion, we didn't. In fairness, and no, we won the game and deservedly so, in my view. Yeah. Well, you talk of slipping up, Stan. We'll start with you here. Home form hasn't really gone to plan, has it? The first home game of the season, Middlesbrough at home, a 3-0 loss. Well, yeah, it was a nightmare, right? I mean, again, Middlesbrough is one of these clubs or teams that you expect to be up and around the promotion thing, although they faded off a bit last year. But no, I mean, but the thing was, in the first half, we played quite well. I mean, I thought in the first half we was doing okay, more than held our own, and then in the second half, for one reason or another, we just didn't get our act together, and so we ended up losing the game 3-0. So, on the balance of play, you could say, well, okay, they deserved to win it, but if we'd have done, but we played all right but it just didn't happen. Yeah, I think the first half we played really well, didn't we? But second half it just sort of dropped off, and then that was it. But nevertheless, back to the away games, the Jaffet Tanganga derby, as he obviously that week made his move to Sheffield United. We beat them 1-0 away from home. Jeff, what did you make of that? Luke Cundall scored the goal in that game.
He did, and excuse me, he's an interesting player, obviously an attacking midfield player, possibly what today you might describe as a number 10. It's great for him to get off the mark in front of, again, the away fans who were in brilliant voice again. A fantastic result. I think we handled that easier than the Norwich game, slightly. But you come to me with the 2 away victories. I'm grateful for that, because easier to comment on a victory, Myles, than a defeat. But yeah, all in all, it constituted a very good first 3 games of the season.
Well, Stan, we'll give you a little bit of victory talk now. A very youthful Millwall side took on a half youthful, half strong side, Coventry City side in the Carabao Cup second round. Massimo Longo got off the mark for Millwall and a 2-1 win. Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, Coventry, I think they didn't mess about by playing reserves and one thing and another. I don't mean they tended to put out players that was their recognised first team.
although their captain, I don't know, but he's now transferred to Wrexham, but he wasn't around. He weren't even on the bench. But no, we played really well, and the team we had out, one or two of them was sort of new, and they was up for it. But no, we won the game, and deservedly so. I thought Grant, in the centre of the defence, I thought in that game he was absolutely outstanding.
He really was.
Yeah, and when he took his goal, I think it was Phil Coleman made the point. It was a proper defender's goal, from a corner. He just piled in and headed it, and the keeper had no chance. But no, I thought we played well, and we fully deserved to win the game.
Yeah, definitely. Jeff, we'll go back over to you
on the Coventry game, Myles.
Oh, yeah, go on then.
I was just thrilled with that. I really, really enjoyed that game.
I know, I sat next to you. You really did enjoy it.
We played, I think we made 8 changes, might have been 9. I think Coventry made a few less. We introduced Grant at the back. Jack Howland, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's a while ago now, testing our memory.
Made his debut.
He played the whole game, I think, making his debut. Very, very good feet, very, very neat, and very good at retaining possession in tight spaces. In the end, Coventry brought on their big hitters, didn't they? Rodoni came on. Hadji Wright came on. Torp came on, but we held out quite comfortably. So I was really thrilled with that performance and looking forward to a nice draw in the next round. Ha ha.
Well, we'll get onto that a little bit later on, Jeff. But back to the championship fixtures. It was another loss, unfortunately, at home in the league. A 0% winning record in the league at home this year. What, Stan? What do you think is going wrong? Is it anything in particular? Do you think, or? I mean, because the 2-0 loss to Wrexham at home as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have to say, right, I mean, it slightly irritates me because you get Wrexham, didn't you, and you now got Birmingham in that division. Now, there's always the inference, right, I'm not saying the clubs have said it, but there's always the inference, because they've heard all this big money, they can sign all these players, all they got to do is turn up and it happens, right? Now, I watched Wrexham on Saturday. I weren't impressed with them at all.
No.
And I think they're going to struggle, right, in this division. I mean, all right, they beat us that day, but I think they're going to struggle. And I also think Birmingham are going to struggle, because they had it easy last season, right? But frankly, we were rubbish. I mean, it's as simple as that. There's no point in denying the fact or trying to say, oh, well, the sun was in the wrong part of the sky or some rubbish. We were rubbish that day, and we got beat, and that was the end of it.
The end of it, indeed.
I think there's some important things to say about that game, Myles.
Go on then, Jeff.
We were disrupted by some late additions to our injury list. We didn't have a midfield player to play with Luongo, and fortunately we signed him in the summer, and thank goodness we did. We had to play Luke Cundle as a pivot midfield player. He's not that, and that meant that we played far more balls straight to the front than we would normally have done, and it was on a day where Domo was on the left. He wouldn't be first choice. Femi Aziz would be. Negley was on the right and coming into midfield. He was off colour. He was taken off quite an early stage, and we looked very disjointed, very depressing. But then you look at the stats when you get home. We've had 20 shots in that game, and I think only 3 on target.
Yeah,
and I think I'm right in saying Wrexham had 5 shots, right?
Something like
3
that.
on target and 2 goals. So looked at that way, I cheered up a bit. Only a bit, though.
Only a bit.
I mean, the second goal was an header, wasn't it, I think?
Second goal, I wasn't actually there, to be fair.
I'm struggling to remember. I think I've tried to wipe that home defeat out of my mind. 2 home games in the league, no goals. That's why I was pleased with the Coventry game that I commented on a few minutes ago.
Yeah. Well, going back to the Coventry game in the Carabao Cup, we then drew Crystal Palace. We've gone from not playing Crystal Palace in many years to playing them twice.
Yeah,
in 2 years.
Yeah, the only thing that bothers me with all this in Palace, right, is I'm just waiting for the media to start. I don't know how long. I mean, and because I'm waiting for talk. But no, I mean, we'll have to deal with it, won't we?
Yeah, definitely. Jeff, Crystal Palace at home in the Cup, what were your thoughts?
Well, I mean... Yeah,
Crystal Palace away in the Cup.
Yeah, it wasn't what we would have liked.
No.
You always want a home tie. Always. Yeah. If you want an away tie, at this stage, it's nice. A bit of nonsense is going to be on the airwaves and in the print media for that game. But look, we played them with 10 men for 80 odd minutes in March. We lost 2-1. I think it was 2-1, wasn't it?
Yeah. 3-1.
Was it 3-1 in the end? Yeah. Was there a late one? We held them for most of that game. I think there's a possible result there. I fancy us on penalties.
Yeah, Alex Neil was only new to the job, wasn't he, when we faced Crystal Palace last time out? I think now he's got a lot more experience as Millwall manager. He'll know. I think he'll know how to beat Crystal Palace. I really think he will, and I think we will.
Myles, how do you think he'll play it? Do you think he will rotate, or do you think he will play his strongest team? Because it is Palace, let's face it, it is Palace.
It is Crystal Palace, yeah. It'd be a risk to play a team like he did against Coventry. And granted, it worked against Coventry because I didn't think it would. Personally, I didn't think it would. I thought, okay. But I think he'll go a little bit stronger this time. I think he will.
The whole way or not?
Maybe not the whole way, but just a little bit. I don't think maybe people like Jack Howland, I don't think he'll get a full 90 minutes. Put it that way.
Fingers crossed, everyone. We need to get one over on those people.
Yeah. Good friend of mine is a Crystal Palace fan, so would love to get a win against them.
The only thing I would say, all I'm hoping...
Good choice of words, by the way, Jeff.
Yeah, I did change it at the last minute. Did you notice that?
The only thing I would say, what we don't want is their chairman. I mean, the period of silence will be most welcome, because if he opens his mouth and starts, regurgitating what took place, I tell you, there's going to be trouble.
The good thing is it's not live, so there's no live half-time interview this year.
Right.
And he seems to be losing a little bit of power at Palace, doesn't he? There's been a bit of a to and fro going on behind the scenes there as a result of that, the deadline day stuff. I don't think you'll hear much from him on that day.
No. Right then, very quickly before we hear from Kai Bennett and myself about the Millwall Lionesses and the Community Trust, Will Smallbone, I wanted to touch on this, signed for us from Southampton on loan for the season. Jeff, what did you make of that signing? Because I personally think it's a great signing, came out of absolutely nowhere, and Will Smallbone signed on loan.
I just wish we had an option to buy, because I think he's a superb player. He didn't play very much last season when they were in the Premier League. I don't think...
he's been hackled by injuries, hasn't he?
I don't know if it's injuries or Russell Martin didn't fancy him or what, but in their promotion season, I wouldn't be surprised to hear if he got player of the season. He's a really terrific player. And as I said, I would love to think there was an option to buy. I don't think there is. We haven't been told there is.
No.
But in an area, as I said, in the Coventry game, the Wrexham game, where we're desperate for someone to play in that position alongside Luongo, we badly needed a central midfield player. We've got an absolute perler of a sign in there.
Yeah, definitely. Right then, we are hoping to hear from Ted Robinson a little bit later, but for now we're going to hear from Kai Bennett, who brings us the results from the Millwall Community Trust and the Millwall Lionesses.
Millwall Lionesses started off the season with a 3-3 draw away at Ashford Town. They followed this up with an unfortunate 2-1 defeat against Barking at St Paul's before drawing 1-1 against Sutton on a Wednesday night. They completed the month with a 3-0 victory over Newhaven, that sees them in 5th place in the London and South East Regional Women's League.
See if Alan's on.
And here then is my report for Maritime Radio on the Lionesses against Newhaven. The Millwall Lionesses picked up their first win of the season on Sunday afternoon with a composed 3-0 away victory over Newhaven, who continue to search for their opening points after 3 straight defeats. The home side thought they had struck first on 31 minutes when the ball hit the back of the net, but celebrations were quickly cut short as the assistant referee flagged for offside. That proved to be a turning point, with Millwall growing into the game and punishing their host before the interval. On 42 minutes, Kira Watling broke the deadlock, slotting home to put the visitors in front. Barely 2 minutes later, Mia Lockett doubled the advantage, leaving Newhaven stunned by 2 goals in quick succession. The Lionesses carried their momentum into the second half and nearly sealed the game late on when they were awarded a penalty in the 82nd minute. However, the spot kick was well saved by the Newhaven goalkeeper, keeping the scoreline respectable. But Millwall were not to be denied. After 4 minutes of added on time, substitute Kenita Throp netted her first goal for the club to complete the scoring and ensure all 3 points headed back to London. Their wins ends Millwall's wait for a first victory of the campaign, having opened with a 3-3 draw away at Ashford Town and a narrow 2-1 defeat at home to Barking, followed by a 1-1 stalemate away at Sutton. For New Haven, it was another difficult outing after a heavy 7-2 loss to Dartford on the opening day and a 4-0 defeat at Brentford. This latest setback leaves them without a goal since their season opener and struggling to find the first few points of the season. However, as Millwall look to progress with this fine form, they next face Dorking Wanderers at the St Meadowbank Football Ground next Sunday the 7th of September for a 3:30 kickoff. Myles Thornton, Maritime Radio.
This is Maritime Radio.
Maritime Radio.
On Sunday, 7th of September at 3 p.m, the UK government will carry out a planned test of the emergency alerts system. You'll get an alert like this on your mobile phone. Visit gov.uk/alerts to find out more about emergency alerts.
Come in.
Hello?
Ah, yes, hello. Do sit down. I'd like to tell you all about my business. Great customer service, lots of free parking.
There is a far better way to tell lots of people about your business all at once.
Next. Do sit down. I'd like to tell you all about my business. Great customer service, lots of free parking.
And that's by advertising here on Maritime Radio. Radio advertising is cost-effective and memorable, and we could put together an affordable, ear-catching campaign that could work for you.
Got that? Good.
It costs nothing to find out more. Just click on maritimeradio.co.uk, then About Us, and advertise.
Has your business lost at least £40,000 as a result of COVID restrictions? Do you have business interruption insurance? If the answer is yes, COVID claims could help you reclaim financial losses, even if your initial claim was refused, you've been made a low offer, or you just don't know where to start, all on a no-win, no-fee basis. Just text LOSS to 60777 for help. From COVID claims regulated by the FCA, text LOSS to 60777.
Before you set off on a long journey, remember to check your vehicle. Are your tyres correctly inflated? And are the treads deep enough? Have you got enough fuel? Is your oil level right? Checking your vehicle doesn't take long, but can prevent a breakdown or accident and save you money. So, before you set off on a long journey, check your tyres, fuel and oil. Highways England, connecting the country.
This
is Maritime Radio.
The Millwall Community Trust is located at the Lions Centre, Ballina Road, London SE16. Each year it delivers a wide range of football and sports development programmes to thousands of young people from toddler soccer to professional pathway across different ages, genders and abilities. Check out the Millwall Community Trust website.
We welcome an absolute Millwall favourite. He joined at 10, played nearly 400 games over 23 years, was Player of the Year in 2009-10 and served as club captain in his final year. After ending his playing career at Bromley, he became a coach and assistant manager before departing in February. Welcome, Alan Dunne.
Good evening, guys.
Hello, Dunny.
What's your Alan?
Good to hear from you all.
Alan, unfortunately Ted can't be with us tonight, so you've got me asking his questions.
Oh, that's okay.
Alan, we've seen you back at the Den this season, where you spent nearly half of your life. What are your thoughts about the squad, our season ahead, and the new lounges?
Yeah, I've been there twice and we've lost twice, so I'm not sure I'm going to be invited back a third time. Because we haven't had much luck at home. But to answer you about the lounges, I was invited to the first game, Middlesbrough, and I was stunned with the redevelopment of the new lounges. It wasn't like walking into the Den. It was really, really remarkable, and hospitality was amazing. So fantastic, the new lounges. The performances at home, they haven't been that great, but the feel around the place, the last 2 times I've been, there was a new excitement, and an excitement of this year could be our year. And we know in Millwall, we've never done things the easy way, so it's a long season, and it's an exciting season for Millwall. I think everyone's got the buzz that this year could be an exciting year for us.
Definitely. Jeff, over to you, mate.
Alan, it's great to talk to you again. Now, we face both Charlton and Crystal Palace in our next 2 games. How do you think we will fare?
I really wanted to go to the Charlton game, Jeff, and but my daughter starts uni that day, so I've got to go to Exeter. But I was really excited to go to it, but I've got to do this for my daughter. How do I think we'll go for it? I think, look, at the moment, Mill's away form is better than our home form. You know, Jeff, over the years, we played Charlton, we've had a lot of good results there. It's very rarely we get beaten at the Valley, so I'd be confident in terms of us going to Charlton, and with our away form at the moment, it's been good. For some reason we don't know, but it's been good. And so I fancy it's at Charlton. Palace, Jeff, is again another derby game, and a game that's going to look. It's the last game. I think it was a good game, and a game that I think that it can go either way. Like there wasn't much in it last game, Jeff, as you know. And look, on the day, Millwall can be a match for anyone. So it's just what Millwall's side turns up.
Our fans are so confident, but I'm not so sure. I think I'm a great believer in motivation, and I think they will be desperate to beat us.
It will be tough, and Nathan Jones has done well at Charlton, and like you said, it ain't going to be a walkover, Jeff. I don't think many games are in the Championship, so you can go there confident, but you have to be on your guard for these games, and Nathan Jones will have things up his sleeve. He'll know what Mill will lack. And it'd be an entertaining game to watch, but like you said, you can't be overconfident, Jeff, going into any game in the Championship, because that's when you're at your most vulnerable.
Yes, I agree. Thanks, Dunne.
What's your Alan? There is one story that so many fans ask you to repeat. This is topical too. How did you manage to keep Crystal Palace's star and England international Wilfried Zaha in your back pocket?
Yeah, I mean, I get this story asked a lot, guys, and it's still going. But cool, that was a night. That was a Tuesday night, but. There was a story I got sort of stitched up in the paper during the week because someone asked me a question about him, and I said he wasn't worth £20 million. And they blew it up. They blew it up on the press, and then obviously they blew it up, that knowing that he was coming up against me. So I sort of opened myself up there to get criticised because I said he weren't worth 20 million, and then I'm up against him. So I thought to myself, I've got to perform tonight, because if he wasn't worth 20 million and I have a bad game, he could well be worth 20 million after this game. So I did what I always do. I was a good defender, 1v1 defender. I'd use mind tricks, and I'd use my own ability. So I'd watched the player throughout the week, and I knew what his strengths were, and you give him time and space to run at you with the ball, he's going to hurt you. So every time he looked like he was going to touch the ball, I was just breathing down his neck. I think I got an early yellow card, and I was just never giving him any chance to breathe with the ball. So I think after 45 minutes he'd given up and gone over the other side, and they swapped him with Balassi. So my point was right. I didn't think he was valued at that, but look, the boys had a great career. I had one of the best games for Mill that night, and I used to enjoy the 1v1 duels. Adel Tarabat, Lloyd Dyer, all of the 1v1 duels I used to enjoy, because that was my game, defending 1v1s and tackling and being a strong, solid defender.
Yeah. We face both Charlton and Crystal Palace in our next 2 games. How do you think we will fare?
I think the expectations are really high this year because we finished the season so strong last year. But I do feel like we have to be realistic. And I think a top 10 finish for Mill was a very good season every year. If we finish in the top 10, that's a very good season. What I think, like last year, I think if you're in the top 10 going in with 4 or 5 games left and you can make the playoffs, you're in a good position. Because I think we will finish the season strong. So it's about timing, whether we can get in the top 6 all year and stay in the top 6. If I was to bet on that, no. But if I was to bet on Millwall making the playoffs in the last 4 or 5 games of the season and doing it the really hard way, where we all... And it's done on the last game of the season, that would be where my money would more likely go on, because I feel like it is a long season and there will be some ups and downs, but we still haven't found our home form yet. If we can find our home form, then we are got every chance of making them playoffs, and I think that's our best bet.
It's Jeff here again, Dunne. I think we finished 8th last season, and it's going to be disappointing if we don't at least match that. On the other hand, we are, of course, a different 11 this time. Another thing I'd like to ask you, you had a great career at Millwall, but if you could do it all again, would you do anything any differently?
If I do it all again, change. It's a great question, Jeff, and appreciate the kind words. There's one regret I have is when I was with Holloway and I was promised a new deal, and the regret I would say was that I was too nice, Jeff. I was too nice at the time, and you see the players like Isaac and stuff like that kick up fuss, and football can change very quickly, and I was on the verge of signing a new 2-year deal on the big money that the other players was on. But I trusted the club, and I trusted not the club, the Holloway, to give me the deal and get it through, but things didn't work out, and then he was sacked, and then that year I was released. So one of my regrets, Jeff, was that I was probably too nice in that sense. I was captain, I was in a good place, and I didn't strike while the iron was hot. So in that sense, I'd say it was a regret of mine. But look, I had 23 fantastic years there, and I've got a great relationship with the club, and they've given me a great in everything. Like, I've got a family and all that. I've got the relationship with the club, so I can't look back in it with any real regrets, Jeff, because the club's been good to me, and I'm very fortunate to have had the promotions, the appearances, all the highs with the club, the amount of Wembleys we had, Jeff, and all the good times and players I've met. I've had an unbelievable career at Millwall, and I always said to play one game at Millwall special, to play nearly 400 and to have a testimonial, player of the season, goal of the season, and all the accolades that come with it and all the successes, then I can't look back with many regrets, Jeff, because it all worked out in the end very good for me.
Before I go, Dunne, and before you go...
Yeah, Alan, it's me again, Stan. Do you think that Manchester City's style of play developed by Pep Guardiola, known as positional play, has been tumbled?
I think coaches are getting better. I think analysts are getting better, and I think the software and technology is getting better now. So I think the game is moving so fast, and has it been, what was the word, mumbled, did you say, or
tumbled?
Has it been tumbled? It just becomes, you just need to like, teams work you out, and you have to change and adapt. And Pep's way at the moment hasn't worked, but I do feel like the squad is going through a transition, and they are spending, but they're not as strong as they were 2 years ago. Is that they've been tumbled, like you said, or is it because that they've got a new squad, new players, and they're trying to transition into a new squad sort of thing? So look, that's still up for debate, but you ain't going to continue. No one continues at the top. They won 4 Premier Leagues. I don't think there is a time where you're going to go through a cycle, and all the teams go through it. Arsenal, Man United, Tottenham, Man City are going through it now. So they'll come back again, I'm sure. Whether it's with Pep or not, they'll come through again. I just feel like the coaches are getting better, and the Premier League top 6 are getting stronger, and Man City ain't as far away as what they once were.
Alan, as always, it's great to speak with you. Before you leave us, could you tell us about your highlights of the 2009-10 season, where you were not ever present, but the fans voted for you as Player of the Year?
Yeah, that season was such a crucial year. I missed the playoff final, I think, right at the back end of it. But I scored some important goals in that season, and some of the games I played in were important, and I played a massive part in that to get player of the season and goal of the season. The Walsall away last minute goal was an important goal. I think I got 5 or 6 that season. But look, it was a group collective effort. Anyone could have won that award, and it was one award that I won on the night. But as a team, we were a great team, and it was a great occasion. And the boys finished the job at Wembley, and to be part of that, it was brilliant. Like a memory that I'll never forget. To win Player of the Season at Millwall as well is a special, to be voted by the fans, and it's a special award, and many players over the years have deserved to get it. So I just feel privileged to have been awarded it. I've got very few trophies still in my house now because they take up so much room, and with the photos the missus have got, I've got about three trophies in my house, and one of them is the Player of the Season. So it's definitely not moving.
Amazing. Alan, as you know, Ted can't be with us tonight, but he does send his best wishes and looks forward to speaking with you in the future. Until next time, all the best to you and yours, mate, and thank you very much for making your debut on Maritime Radio.
Always a pleasure, gents. Love it. Really, thanks for having me on. And look, good luck. Enjoy the international break, but I bet you're all wishing for the next game. But good luck in the next game at Charlton, and I'll see you again soon.
There is one regret that I have, which is that you didn't get those extra 2 years at the Den.
Thanks, Jeff. Thank you, appreciate it. Good to hear from you, Jeff, and Stan. Good to hear from you guys. Give Ted my regards, guys, and I'll see you down at Den soon.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Bye, Al.
We'll be back very soon, but just after this.
Maritime Radio.
We are Maritime Radio.
I've looked after my kids since they were born. Now they've got kids. I still want to look after them. I don't want them struggling to make decisions about my money or my health if I can't. So we made a lasting power of attorney. Now, if I can't speak for myself, they'll speak for me. It's a weight off for all of us, isn't it?
Yes, Mum. Lasting power of attorney. Search your voice, your decision.
Oh, I'm having another hot flush this morning and I didn't sleep at all. My hormones are all over the place.
I know, it's such a minefield. Honestly, you have to come to Pause Live with me this year, Saturday, 4th of October in London.
Pause Live?
Yeah, it's this amazing women's health event. I went last year and I loved it. Everything menopause under one roof. Expert speakers, celeb panels. Actually a great day out.
Right, I'm booking it now.
You can book tickets online at pauselive.com.
That's pauselive.com.
Has your business lost at least £40,000 as a result of COVID restrictions? Do you have business interruption insurance? If the answer is yes, COVID claims could help you reclaim financial losses. Even if your initial claim was refused, you've been made a low offer, or you just don't know where to start. All on a no-win, no-fee basis. Just text LOSS to 60777 for help. From COVID claims regulated by the FCA. Text LOSS to 60777.
This is Maritime Radio.
Our Millwall Community Trust Line Centre has a 4G football pitch where 9 versus 9 can play, a sports hall, classrooms and a cafe. To access these state-of-the-art facilities in a safe and positive environment, get in touch on 0207 740 0503.
Thanks very much, Bethany. I'm Myles Thornton, and I'm thrilled to be here with our wonderful panel. Ted Robinson, Stan Godwin and Jeff Burnige. You've already heard... Well, sorry, Ted isn't here with us tonight. You've already heard a little bit about the incredible work that the Millwall Community Trust do and the positive impact that it has on the communities it serves. But we'll move on to talking about last Saturday now. Before the Wrexham game, the first inductees to the Forever Lions Club were introduced to Millwall fans. Ted Robinson picked up the story.
I'm Ted Robinson, reporting for Maritime Radio from Millwall's Den on a very special day. So special that the first 3 players are being inducted as Forever Lions, a type of former players' association. This is the first time in the club's 140-year history that Millwall Football Club and the Millwall Community Trust have had such an organisation that recognises both men and women who have played for Millwall. Firstly, I will speak with the most senior former player who spent 8 outstanding seasons at the Den and still holds the record for the most appearances as a goalkeeper. a record that has never been beaten in the club's 140-year history. He was also the first Millwall player to be selected for England since Red Smith in 1938. He remains a passionate supporter of the club and is often seen at the Den, vigorously supporting trust events and cheering on the Lions. He's also an idol of mine. It's Brian King. You must be delighted to be inducted into the Forever Lions Club.
Yes, I'm delighted to be one of the first 3 to be inducted into the Forever Lions Club. It really is an honour for us players who have represented Millwall. And I can only say on behalf of Prue and Les that we are very honoured to receive this award from this great club.
Thanks, Brian, and congratulations, an award that is well deserved. Our second recipient is the sole team captain of Millwall Football Club to lead the Lions to the top flight. He was a talented and ambitious midfielder who joined the club while we were scouting another player. He quickly became a passionate Lion. He's famously quoted as saying, "When I came to Millwall, I realised everywhere else had just been a job." Since then, he has been a dedicated part of the club, actively participating in trust events and taking on roles with our academy, Millwall Lionesses and matchday hosting. Les Briley, what an accolade to join the Forever Lions Club.
Been an honour and a pleasure to have played a big part in this great club's history. Sean Daly, the CEO of the Community Trust, has set up the Forever Lions Club. Brian King, myself and Prue Buckley have the honour of being the first 3 members. We are looking forward to working with Sean and his lovely staff. Thank you.
Congratulations, Les. You are the man who let us roar in the top flight and are most worthy of this recognition. And let's celebrate a remarkable woman from Millwall Lionesses' early days in women's football, who also represented England's senior team and recognised as one of the national team's legacy players. In 1997, she won the FA Women's Cup with Millwall, one of 3 major trophies that season, including the Kent Cup and the League Cup. She made over 500 appearances, even serving as a player manager. Now she is head of matchday ticketing at Millwall. Prue Buckley. Even though she can't be with us right now, I can still vividly picture her holding the FA Cup and the pride she brought to us all. Today, she reaches another proud milestone as one of the first 3 Lions and Lionesses to be inducted into the Forever Lions Club. Congratulations, Prue, on this truly special achievement. Well done.
Indeed. So there'll be 3 more players, former players, inducted at the Watford game in September. Thank you very much, Ted. Lastly, we'll look at our forthcoming fixtures for our until our next monthly show. Starts off with the big one of September, right? The first game in September after the international break. It's an away game against the mighty Charlton Athletic. Stan?
Well, yeah, well, Charlton. Yeah, it's. I always look kindly or fondly. I don't say kindly, fondly to going back to the Valley. I mean, their record there over the years is pretty good. I mean, I have a. The last time, I mean, I have to say this. The last time I witnessed Charlton beating Millwall was in January 1968. Now, if you think about that for a moment, Lyndon Johnson was still the President of the United States. Robert Kennedy and Martin Luther King hadn't been shot, and men hadn't even gone to the moon at that point. They went there at the end of the year. So that was the last time I witnessed it. So hopefully that run will continue this week.
Just so you know, there probably is Charlton fans listening somewhere. It's not just Millwall.
I appreciate that, but they say exactly the same.
Facts is facts, right?
Round. But no, I mean, the games are going to. The game will be a hard game. I mean, it's not going to be an easy game for obvious reasons, and that's fine.
Nathan Jones will have them right up for it as well. I think Jeff will probably touch on that later on.
But so I understand all that, but. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to sit and see. As I'm looking forward to going down there. So, it's it's a game, isn't it? So
yeah, Jeff,
we did lose a game to them though, didn't we? Since 1968, I can't remember. It was in the snow. I seem to remember.
Yeah, that was the one, January.
No, not 1968. We lost them much more recently than that. I think.
Yeah, but I said the last one I witnessed.
Yeah. Well, I witnessed one when we lost, and I didn't like it. But look, we are Maritime Radio, and Charlton fans do listen as well. And I must say, the biggest compliment I can pay you is that I love it when Millwall beat Charlton. But I'm not one of those that think it's going to be a doddle, because we always beat them. I think it's going to be a really, really difficult game. As I said earlier in this programme, they will be desperate to beat us. Absolutely desperate. And they're at home.
And if anybody can get them to beat us, it'll be Nathan Jones, right?
Well, to quote an old song, he's been gone too long, but that's a private joke. Bananarama sang a song called that, didn't they? Nathan Jones, he's been gone too long. But no, I'm looking forward enormously to the game, but I do not think anyone can predict the result of that game. It's a proper local derby. What are we, 5 miles apart from each other? Very different fan bases. They don't like us. Of course, we love them because we keep beating them. But it's going to be a tough game. Make no mistake of that.
Well, I'll be in the press box with Maritime Radio's very own Clive Richardson, reporting and broadcasting live for Maritime Radio together. So, that'll be fun, won't it? Okay, from one derby away game to another. Crystal Palace away, Tuesday, September, in the Carabao Cup.
Well, if there's one London club I like to beat more than any other, it's Crystal Palace. And that goes back ever since I supported Millwall. You know, they've always, a club, always think there's something special and all the rest of it. And so, I mean, hopefully we can win the game. I mean, that goes without saying, but...
we touched on this earlier, didn't we? But, yeah.
Sorry?
We touched on this earlier, didn't we, about what I said. I think we'll beat them. Jeff said it as well.
I don't think I said we'll beat them, but I'm not going to revisit that comment. I think, in all honesty, it depends on what side they put out. They've got the European competition in their sights as well. I said Charlton are desperate to beat us. How desperate are we to beat them? But unlike Stan, they are not the London club that I like to beat the most. No one will need to guess what that London club is. And the best day I've had at Upton Park is the aforementioned Women's Cup game that Prue Buckley was in. We won the Women's FA Cup at Upton Park that day. That gave me a lot of pleasure, and I'm sorry we can't go back there. It was a hell of a stadium.
Well, back to the league fixtures. Hopefully the first league win of the season at home. Watford at home on the for an 8 o'clock kickoff on the 22nd of September. Jeff, it's going to be... I think it's going to be a tough one under the lights. What do you reckon?
Well, the trouble with a monthly show is you're looking ahead, aren't you? And we do not know how we're going to get on against Charlton and Palace. You know, I mean, if we got good results against Charlton and Palace, it will set us up. I love playing Watford. It's virtually another London derby. They're just outside the Greater London boundary, aren't they? And I think the key thing there is, will any of our injured players be back available? There are one or two that don't seem to be very far away. A lot will depend on that. That's a tough game. What is it? It's the evening kickoff, isn't it?
Yeah, 8 o'clock kickoff on Monday.
Yeah, so that must be live on television.
I believe so. Monday Night Football.
Well, I'll be there at home, and I predict a victory.
Yeah, as you said, Jeff, it's quite hard to predict a game that is 3 games away, but don't know who's going to get injured. Hopefully blooming no one. But who knows? Swansea away then, Stan. The 12:30 kickoff. What do you reckon on that one?
Yeah, I mean, I would hope that we would beat Swansea because our recent form against Swansea's not been that great. So I think we're well overdue a win. And if we're going to go down, that's the ideal. I mean, I remember about 4 or 5 years ago we went down there and beat them unexpectedly. So hopefully that'll happen again this year. But like all games in this division, none of them are going to be easy, and you're going to have to earn the right to win the game.
I don't like going to Swansea much. My strongest memory of going there is when their mascot, Cyril the Swan, beat up Zampa the Lion. So it's not a happy hunting ground for us. But you know what? I don't think Swansea are the greatest team in the division. We'd have to go there. I suspect that'll be a draw.
Okay then. So Swansea, you reckon it'll be a draw? We've got one more game to talk about after the Swansea game, and that one is Coventry at home yet again. We've done it once this season in the Carabao Cup with our youth team. Jeff, Jeff really enjoyed the first Coventry game, so I'll start with you.
I do believe in motivation being a huge factor. It goes without saying they will not want to lose again, having lost when they put all their big guns on in the last half an hour in the Carabao Cup game. It's too far away for me to have an opinion, really, but they are a decent side. They're going to be up there again. There is the Joe Edwards factor, who was our manager not too long ago, now assistant to Frank Lampard. As I say, they will be desperate to do something at the Den. It's 5 games away. I haven't got a clue how that's going to go, so I'll leave it at that.
Well, we'll review them anyway in the next monthly show, but I want to. We're a little bit early, so I want to touch on the January signings. I think it was 11 in the end. Was it 11? January signings in the end for Millwall. Jeff, how would you rate the window out of 10? That would be the first question.
I'm always nervous if there's too many changes. We did finish 8th. We went to the last game, which unfortunately we had to go away to Burnley, who were celebrating promotion. That was a really tough ask there. If we had won there, we'd have been in the playoffs. Simple as that. You look at the table and the points we got. I think I'm uneasy when you make that many changes, but as I said earlier, the Championship improves every season. Every club is improving if they can. We'll do well if we finish 8th again. If we can beat some of the teams we've been discussing this evening in the next 5 games, it will set us up for a good run. And as I said earlier, I love the Will Smallbone signing.
Yep.
The goalkeeper signings were rather pushed on us, weren't they, by injuries. Both the keepers look really good. As we're talking, I think Max Crocom's away with New Zealand playing in the World Cup qualifier.
Yeah.
So good luck to Max. Hey, that's a big game. New Zealand against Australia in a World Cup qualifier. Can you imagine? I'm only hoping he's playing. What else did I like about the window? I was pleased we made Zach Sturge permanently. I was very pleased with the Smallbone one, as I said, in particular. But that we've found a lot of younger players, which we don't expect to go straight in the team. However, the 2 French lads that we've signed recently, who you're going to have to help me with, Myles, their names.
Cheers, Jeff.
Yeah, I think everyone knows that we signed 2 French lads. One from Troyes.
Yes.
You got the names, Myles. Thank you very much.
We'll talk about the first one.
Which one? The French lad? Never mind. Everyone knows who I mean. But they weren't, I don't think, intended to go straight into the starting lineup. But I could be wrong. I think the pick of the signings is Smallbone. It's just a shame he's not on an option to buy.
Yeah. Very quickly, I wanted to just point out, back to your point about Max Crocombe against Australia. They're actually playing against him twice. They played yesterday. He played in goal for New Zealand. It was a 1-0 loss, though. It was a 1-0 loss.
Well, that'll be his fault then, according to those people down there. I've not long come back from Australia. I was very fortunate to go there in our spring and their late summer, and I saw some Australian rules. I saw Australian rules, but I also saw one of their soccer games, and it didn't strike me as being the highest standard, to be honest. But there you go. Good luck, Max, on the second game.
Perfect, yeah. Right then, so, do you want to see the Lions? Tickets are on sale on the Millwall FC website at the Den box office. Check out the website for details. The Den is located near South Bermondsey Station, offers a 4-minute transfer to London Bridge. Lastly, we'll return to on Saturday, October the 4th, with our Millwall News and Views show, thanks to our panellists, Stan and Jeff, and also our producer, Gary. Thank you very much for listening. Bye for now.
Let them all come down to the den. Let them come, let them come. We'll only have to beat them again. It's the best team in London. No, the best team of all. Everybody knows us, we're called Millwall. Millwall. Let them come, let them come. Let them come down to the den. It's Saturday in Cold Glow Lane. We've all come down to cheer. We've had our jelly deals and our glass of beer. Come rain or
Maritime Radio.
Maritime Radio.
Has your business lost at least £40,000 as a result of COVID restrictions? Do you have business interruption insurance? If the answer is yes, COVID claims could help you reclaim financial losses, even if your initial claim was refused, you've been made a low offer, or you just don't know where to start, all on a no-win, no-fee basis. Just text LOSS to 60777 for help. From COVID claims regulated by the FCA, text LOSS to 60777.
I'd been tasked to get to the naked truth about successful local advertising.
Are you peeping Tom?
Sadly, it wasn't in there. So I pulled out my pencil to draw my own conclusions. It was broken. Yes, it was pointless. Then it hit me. Advertising on this local radio station's the answer. It's low cost, effective, and memorable.
To advertise here on Maritime Radio, click on maritimeradio.co.uk, then About Us.
Come up and see me sometime.
Case closed.
I've looked after my kids since they were born. Now they've got kids. I still want to look after them. I don't want them struggling to make decisions about my money or my health if I can't. So we made a lasting power of attorney. Now, if I can't speak for myself, they'll speak for me. It's a weight off for all of us, isn't it?
Yes, Mum. Lasting power of attorney. Search your voice, your decision.
On 96.5 FM across South East London and North West Kent. Local radio for Greenwich. This is Maritime Radio.
Violent clashes have broken out at a central London demonstration in support of the banned group Palestine Action. Tensions rose in Westminster as an estimated 1,500 people gathered for the rally. The Metropolitan Police have said they have arrested around 300 people. A man unravelled an Israel flag during the protest to be met with this response.
Arrest him now! Arrest him now!
Britons have been encouraged to keep their cool for a test of the National Emergency Alert System on Sunday. At around 3 p.m, mobile phones connected to 4G and 5G networks will vibrate